Muireri Erios has a cassava garden in Katara 3 village at the Queen Elizabeth National Park boundary in the Rubirizi district.
Tugeze aho hitwe abahingi b'emisiri okuze kumera konko kireba manige enzozo na n'omuntu wa burizo kikubere kizubu nokwe habaho abagerezo kugira ngo enzozo na n'enjoki tubikoragana.
Methods such as digging trenches to prevent elephants from crossing to the gardens, banging jerrycans and using whistles, and vuvuzelas to scare the elephants away have not yielded much. Residents have resorted to using beehive fencing around the park to deter wildlife, especially elephants, from crossing over and damage their gardens. Katara Women's Poverty Alleviation Group, operating in Katara 1 village, Kichwamba sub-county, is spearheading the use of beehives at the park boundary in Lubirizi district to deter elephants and other wildlife invasion. Tumwebaza Immaculate is the chairperson Katara Women's Poverty Alleviation Group.
Amara kubukamura nkabuteka hinkubuteka mkabuguza kunkumara kubuguza bwosho bwengarika na wax ine ebena ihom omboshi ngarika nteka mu wax ayonyi hamusente.
Letitia Nayebare, another Katara Women's Group member, says that the beehives are increasingly proving to be instrumental in keeping away elephants from their gardens.
Now the animals which were coming there down, now they can't even come, and of which after the beehives have given us honey, we normally sell the honey and we get money.
A local council chairperson, Katara 1 village, Birunji Mwanje, says that people in her area can now afford sleep in their houses instead of napping in their gardens, watching out for possible elephant intrusion.
Tukagezaho kutekateka munonga twagera kutokubasa kuba nituteka webumo around yitu yemisiri yitu abantu babasaganyirwamo.
Rubirizi District Senior Entomologist Geoffrey Muhindo says the beekeepers have been trained on how best to do their apiary around the park.
An effective method practically we have been seeing it working. And areas where the bees are have not been having problems with that, with elephants.
He says many have embraced apiary because in addition to reducing human-elephant conflicts, it has also improved the livelihood of community members who sell honey and other bee products.
We used to produce only about 2 to 3 tons of honey. So today, the 1,785 beekeepers are producing up to 40 tons of honey a year.
Beekeeper Nayebade explains how she uses money selling bee products to get basic needs.
We can sell that honey, then we get money to take our brothers at school. And of which even me, as a person, as a youth, I can get what I can.
Kuno wesa nkazunu bono sanga nkoma. Ningo mukasese karakara. Osanga zuri omuzisemere. Nkomudo nabalindi bwaturu bakembwe nibotaka kanyiri.
Ate bume bitu yambire kababitiraye inaye inzozo tuzikirabaho.
Uganda Wildlife Authority warden in charge of Chambura Wildlife Reserve, Captain John Tugume, says the community was given a 10-kilometer stretch for the erection of a beehive fence around the park. He says with the 3 kilometers covered so far, beehive fencing has proven to effectively prevent human-wildlife conflict, mainly big herbivores like elephant.
That area with beehives only had 4 cases in the entire year, compared to the Chanshama 1, Chanshama 2 that didn't have beehives, where every day they were having 4 cases of elephants getting into community land.
The project, implemented under the guidance of UWA, is funded by several development partners, among them the World Wildlife Fund, WWF Uganda. Paul Mulondo, the Forests and Biodiversity Program Manager at WWF Uganda, says beekeeping has been a very successful method in reducing human-wildlife conflicts in several countries across Africa and beyond. He notes the method is also proving effective in Uganda.
In terms of benefit, we realize yes, there is a mitigation or a reduction in the human-wildlife conflict, given that this is already an identified hotspot by Uganda Wildlife Authority and the communities themselves but also the fact that women in this group have been facing very serious issues of poverty. So we come in to support both livelihood for the women, but also support the mitigation of human-wildlife conflicts.
According to yet to be published research, crop damage is at 1.7% in areas with apiary, while in those without beehives it stands at 98.3%. Human deaths in areas with apiary stands at 0%, which is no case reported, but where there is no apiary, it is at 100%. Human injury in areas with apiary is reported at 3.8% and 96.2% in areas without apiary. Property destruction is at 0% in areas with apiary and 100% in areas without apiary. The same research by researchers from Mountains of the Moon University also indicates 0% livestock predation in areas with apiary and 100% without apiary. The group coordinator, Katara Women Poverty Alleviation Group, Moses Agaba, is worried about sustainability when donor funding winds up. He calls upon the government to take an interest in funding the project.
So the challenge we have is we don't have enough beehives, and again we still have another challenge of metallic stands, because the wooden stands we use currently they are not effective.
Rubirizi District Natural Resources Officer Rita Murungi is optimistic that human and elephant conflicts will be a thing of the past in the district if the entire 10-kilometer stretch of the park boundary is covered with beehives.
We have a target of 10-kilometer stretch, then 5-meter wide, to be sited with beehives. That is the area that is being affected by the elephants. And now, so far the grant that we've got from WWF and other partners has so far helped us to cover only 2 kilometers.
In their research work, Neleman et al. 2002 and Kusena 2009 predict that more than 90% of African elephants' habitats will likely suffer moderate to high impact from human activities by 2030. This story was compiled by Catherine Nambi and Peter Akugiziwe Arari for UBC and produced in partnership with InfoNile with support from IUCN Traffic and with funding from JRS Biodiversity Foundation and Earth Journalism Network.